There is a lot of darkness right now, but there is also always light somewhere there. It's just about the perception, I think. Blue tones and rarely some warmer tones. This is how the nature looks right now, where I am. I want to talk to you about what makes me feel alive. It's winter and it's dark, and a lot of people are suffering from seasonal depression and winter sadness, or whatever you want to call it. Or some people are being anxious right now, including me sometimes. The cold and the darkness sometimes makes my anxiety really bad. And I want to talk about how I keep my fire burning, how I see the beauty in life every day, and how I feel alive every day, in spring, in summer, in autumn, and especially in winter. The winter has its beauty too, and we cannot see it if we are too busy comparing it to warmer months and lighter months. The end of the year makes me reflect on myself, what I've been doing, how far I've come, and where do I want to go forward. Recently, a shift happened in my creativity, and I started to paint a little differently. And I started to focus more on the negative space and simplicity in my art. I also started to think more about what I want, and I realized that very important thing in life is to be really specific on what I want. So I know my goals and I can figure out the steps to go there. This also gives me a boost of energy, even though it's hard to really be honest with myself and really clearly think about what I want and how I'm gonna move forward. It takes a lot of energy, a lot of going through trauma of imposter syndrome or not being worthy enough of very good things, but it also clears stuff, and it actually eases my anxiety. It eases my bad feelings and gives me this clarity and more good feelings, more feelings that feel good, I should say. My new art are the pieces that you can see in this video. I came to a new era of my painting, and my art is inspired by the meaning of existence, I would say. My creativity and excitement about creating really went up in the last few weeks, since I found this new passion of painting simpler stuff and not putting myself in the box so much. I really like painting this repetitive foresty stuff. I really like fog, and I really like these blue kind of cold tones, but something a little warmer in the front. This is my vibe right now, and I'm really enjoying painting this. But I also like the simpler pieces that I'm working on right now, because they just bring me more peace when I look at them. They're not complex, they don't have so much of mysterious elements, they're just peaceful and beautiful. And I really want to be surrounded by this simplicity, peace and beauty right now. It makes me happy to tell a story with my piece of art that is without needing to cause any noise. It's not very flashy, it doesn't have any drama in it or any happening really. It's just a peaceful scene, and the point in it is to just be. It's the easiness of it. And it really calms me down and makes me feel alive when I really tune in on this vibe. In the past, I have stayed in a rut a lot. And this happened, for example, something inspired me very much. Something like painting portraits, for example, the feminine figure. And then I painted a few pieces like that. And then I just kind of didn't let myself to explore anymore because my body of work were those women, and I didn't want to explore because everybody is saying be consistent, you know? Make a body of work that is at least 20 pieces that look similar to each other. And if you don't do that, the pieces will not look like your pieces, but they will the artist will not be recognizable in them. And I followed the rules for a long time and worrying about being consistent, you know, painting one thing over and over again. And this kind of put me in a rut because the painting eventually started to feel like boring work. And it's even harder when you don't really earn money from it because, you know, I was just painting things that weren't inspiring to me anymore. They once were, but not anymore. And I was losing so much energy. People know when someone is not excited by what they're doing. I believe that. And in the past, I was definitely guilty of making stuff that I wasn't inspired by anymore. And that put me in a rut eventually. Took the creativity and excitement I had for art. Yeah, it didn't feel good. It put me in a lot of art blocks and a lot of sadness. And right now I don't care anymore. I just paint what I want, and this makes me feel really alive. Another thing I find that gives me the feeling of being alive is self-compassion. That is really hard because we live in society that really doesn't honor self-compassion. We are hard on ourselves. You have to follow really strict rules in this society to fit in, to be quote-unquote valuable. But this is all crap. Everybody is good at some things, and everybody feels sad sometimes, and everybody is bad at some things. And most people feel anxious sometimes, and a lot of people have low self-esteem, and the reality is just that we are not perfect, we are human, and if we treat ourselves like we should be gods, if we just judge ourselves for not being perfect, we are just not gonna be happy. It will just become dull and dark. For me to really feel good, I have to see my humanity and be gracious to myself and forgive myself for my mistakes and let myself be free, you know? Another thing that makes me feel alive is being aware of my fears and setbacks when it comes to art. Example would be that, as I mentioned before, I acknowledge that I'm in a rut and I really analyze why that is and what I'm doing wrong or what I am doing that results on me feeling so bad about myself or bad about my art. And I analyze it and I come to some sort of conclusion. For example, I am in a rut because I'm trying to paint the same thing over and over again because I have this belief that I have to paint a consistent subject, and this is blocking my growth, and I'm not free and I'm not happy. So I'm in a rut and art block and I feel bad. And when I acknowledge that and I admit it to myself, I can take steps to change that, to heal that, and to grow. There are many, many resources for our mental health issues, for every kind of setback in life, for creative blocks. There are countless resources right now on the internet, in bookstores. So the only excuse is that we don't want to help ourselves. And if that is the case, we have to work on wanting to help ourselves, you know? There is always something to improve. Nobody's perfect. Don't strive to be perfect, but try to be as peaceful and kind to yourself and others as possible. And there is knowledge about it. There is many things you can do to feel better and to put your fears and setbacks behind you. The most important thing that helps me feel alive is meditation, daily meditation. I try to remember every day while meditating that I'm a being and I just am there. And I try to relax, calm my brain, and just sit there and focusing on pure existence for 10 minutes. I do it with an app that rolls nice nature sounds for 10 minutes while I meditate, and after 10 minutes it goes silent. Or sometimes I use something a little bit more narrated, so that someone is really narrating the meditation. But I really think that everyone should meditate. Like, I think it's for everybody. There have been multiple studies, you know, that it is good for the brain and for the body to meditate. And I think it's very good for us to once in a day, at least once, remember the being in ourselves. I think that really makes me feel alive every day. I like to feel excited for the future. I like to feel inspired and faithful. And the thing that really helps with that is, as I mentioned before, sitting down and writing everything I want to achieve, to be. It can be any kind of way, like personality-wise, relationship-wise, money-wise, anything. I want to know what I want. I want to know what I wish for. I have to have wishes, because without me wishing and having faith in my life, in my future, I am desperate and I don't feel motivated to do my work. If I don't know why I am doing something, I don't want to do it. I think we all need a why. The last thing that is helping me through these winter months and making me feel more organized and alive is making my task lists, making my to-do lists, organizing my life, and doing stuff that is good for me, like meditation and workout, doing stuff that is fun for me, like watching TV or going on walks, and being productive, like me making this video or going to work. I want all of those to be in balance and organized, and I want to see it clearly on paper, what I'm doing, what is going on, or it can be on the app or in the notes or somewhere. But I think everybody has their unique style, and that everybody should find their system of organizing their days. Because me personally, if I'm not organized in some way, I just feel bad and lost. There has to be some spaciousness and some peace in my everyday life, in my routine. I don't like being messy. And I think most people don't like being messy. So if you're one of those people and you don't yet have established organization system for your life, for your everyday, I suggest you do that. Even in this society that is full of messiness and full of upsetting things, and maybe even with our job that we don't like very much, or with our diet that we are not proud of, whatever it is, we have to know where we want to go, and we have to be organized. And the things I've talked about in this video are all suggestions for you. They're explanations of what I'm doing to feel better, alive, inspired, creative, and I hope it helps you, at least one of them. Maybe reminds you of something you have forgotten, or maybe gives you some ideas. If you want to make your surroundings a little prettier, maybe your journal, your notebook with a little pretty sticker, or your empty wall with a little print or original painting from me, you can check out my Etsy shop. My online shop is my biggest joy, and I really love it. And I'm gonna soon, this is a little secret, but I'm gonna tell you right now because I appreciate you. It's happening in about a month, that I'm making my very own Patreon, where I will have different rewards, but I will have a monthly reward where you can get mini print and a sticker every month sent to you to your address. And I think I'm gonna also do a monthly exclusive video for it and stuff. My YouTube is also a really cool platform for me, so I don't know, my online shop, my future Patreon, my YouTube channel, they're all very dear to me. They spark my creativity, and I appreciate you watching so much. I can't even explain to you how much. It is just so humbling that you're watching this video and you find value in it, and hopefully it relaxes you and gives you some good vibes. I'm sending you peaceful vibes, and I encourage you to go organize your life, be gracious to yourself, be creative. We are all creative people, I believe, and I will see you again very soon in my video that will come very soon, I promise. And remember to stop once in a while and smell the roses, because life is beautiful. Actually, this is kind of a spring saying, smelling the roses. You know what you can smell right now? You can go to the store, buy a little flour, a little sugar, maybe some coconut sugar, because they say it's healthier, and a little butter. I would pick vegan butter, and maybe a little apples or a pumpkin, and then make a beautiful little pie, and then smell your pie. This is what smells good right now in this season. You will not find roses unless, you know, you're in a southern hemisphere. If you are, go smell the roses. If you are in a northern hemisphere, go make a pie or buy it, you don't have to bake it if you don't wanna, and then smell the pie. The pies usually smell really good. I wish you a lovely day and a lovely week. Bye.